Balls Deep.
Hello and welcome to episode 27 of Balls Deep.
Hello, I'm so excited for you to be here. And I'm laughing because I've been given rules of engagement for this episode. And let's see if I stick to them.
Yes, there's just a certain topic that I've asked Scott not to speak too candidly about. And I'm sure you'll know what it is when it comes to it.
Well, I've given you 5 variations of how I'm going to say it, and you've denied all 5. Yeah.
Well, anyhow, today is Christmas Eve, so it's the 23rd of December.
But this will come out on Christmas Eve.
It will, so it will come out tomorrow on, well, today, I guess, as you are listening, on Tuesday, the 24th of December 2024. So we thought that we would have a Christmassy episode today and discuss all things Christmas. And interestingly, Scott and I have very different relationships to Christmas in that Scott really likes it and I really don't.
Yeah, and that wasn't always the case. I mean, of course, as a child, I always loved it. And then there was a passage of time, probably, I only started liking it again like these last, I want to say 3 years. So I'd say from my early 20s, maybe like 2021, all the way up to about 27, 28, I didn't like it actually. I was a bit humbug about it. I was like, ugh, got to spend money and all this. But in the last few years, I've really gotten to appreciate it again. And yeah, I absolutely love it. And what was that driven by? I think the older I've got, the more I've recognised how important it is to have that special time with your family and friends. And I just so deeply cherish it. And yeah, it brings everyone together. And as connected as my family are, we're not quite as... We don't meet up quite as regularly as Shelby's family. So for me, it's just like extra special to Christmas. So yeah, I love Christmas. I really do. I enjoy everything about it.
Yeah, I mean, I do. Obviously, I really like all the family aspect of it and getting to spend time with people. But equally, I just feel like it's a massive pressure. Same with New Year. Like, I don't like New Year because I feel like it's a pressure to enjoy yourself. It's a pressure to do certain things, you know, it's pressure to spend money. So that for me is, I think it's like that consumerism element of Christmas that makes me dislike it. Like, just every year you think, oh, have I got enough for them, or should I buy for that person? And it's just a lot of, a massive expense. Just this weekend we were told by someone that they spend $8,000 a year on Christmas.
Well, that was mental. I've never heard someone say that before. That was, altogether there's 23 kids, and that's, including like nephews and
grandkids, etc.
But 23, and but that already opens up a discussion for debate, doesn't it? Because it sounds like for him and for that family, they all purchase presents for one another. But I've learned that a lot of people have, I don't know if there's rules to it, but everyone sort of approaches it differently. But I have noticed, even with the big families like that, a lot of people will just buy for their closest brothers and sisters and obviously their girlfriends, boyfriends and their mums and dads. And then that's as far as they go.
Yeah.
And then others will only get presents for their partners and their mums and their dads. And then some will just get presents for their partners. So, it somewhere... you lie somewhere within one of these. For me, I feel you should get presents for all your siblings. Being brothers and sisters, I don't think there should be a pressure, because obviously families can be quite blooming big. But I think there's nothing wrong with giving a card to if you're close and you see your cousin. You're going to see your cousins at Christmas. Like, for me, I wouldn't necessarily be buying them additional presents, but I'd be absolutely getting them a card for, like, aunties and uncles and that. But I don't see them as often, but I always send them a card. But for me, actual physical presents, I think that it is important for your brothers and sisters, your mum and dad, and your partners. Yeah. That's where I sort of draw the line. But that guy last night would have said that's not enough.
Yeah.
So
exactly,
I don't know.
But that's it, isn't it? Like, it's that pressure, like, of who you should buy for, or Well, but equally who you want to buy for, of course. But it's just, if you buy for one particular, like you couldn't buy for one cousin and not other cousins then, could you? Like, what I mean? Like it's kind of, it's a slippery slope. I think, like if you buy for them, and you got to buy for them, then you got to buy for them, and like, yeah.
It's a tough, I mean, where I could justify buying for one cousin over others is if you are super close to that cousin. If you have a really strong relationship and you see that cousin all the time, then I can get it.
Mm-hmm.
But because there's cousins that I haven't seen for years, but there are other cousins I see more regularly, so I can get that situation. But it's never easy.
Yeah,
it's never easy, and the worst situation is being in a room and you've not got something for someone, but they've got you something. That's what you really don't want to happen.
Well, this is the discussion we've had earlier today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I got in a panic station because a couple of my cousins, we've never bought for each other, never. And it's not about I want to buy them in case they buy for me. Like, I don't care if they buy for me. But I felt I was like, I would like to get them a bottle of wine each. But I don't then want to put pressure on them to be like feeling guilty about not getting me. Like, I don't know. It's just such a difficult thing to navigate. So what I might do is, I don't know. Like, I was thinking, like, it's a game of chicken. I'll definitely write them the card. And then, like, when we interact, no, because I want them to have the wine. I don't know. I just don't want them to feel bad when I hand them something and they don't hand me something back.
I wouldn't, you can't ever take it that far, because otherwise you could not buy for a lot of people in your life. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm out in my brothers and sisters. They don't buy me anything. And I don't agree with that personally, but I can't make them buy presents. But for quite some years, they've not bought presents for anyone, but will buy for my mum. To be fair, my brother has bought me the odd present, but mostly they don't. So, but I get them every year. I don't care how they're gonna approach it. I will always get them a present every year.
But how do they react to it? Like, when you give them a present and they don't give you one in return. Like, do they go, "Oh, yours is in the post"? Like, I don't know. Like.
No, they just say thank you, and it's left there.
Yeah, and they don't comment on the fact that they didn't get you anything.
No, the odd time they have, but mostly not because it's not like it was just last year. For years they've not bought for me or for any of the other siblings. We did make a pact for a couple of years, which I was agreed to, where basically there's four of us, 2 brothers, 2 sisters. Where we were just the brothers bought for each other and the sisters bought for each other. Mm-hmm. That was in order because we didn't have as much money at that time, and it was to help people.
That makes sense.
So we did have that pact for some years. We did, and I was agreed to that. But over time, when I got a bit more money, where I felt I could spend more, and really, to be honest, I don't think it's a money thing. I've actually changed my mindset on it. So even though I agreed to it, then if I didn't have as much money now, I wouldn't agree to it now. Mm-hmm. My mindset's changed on it. I really feel that the gift it transcends cost. It transcends overthinking. It transcends any thought that's going to come in your head. I think even a card, a bottle of wine is the easiest one.
Homemade gifts.
Homemade gifts are extra special. They can go a long way. For me, it's important. I think it's a damn shame when siblings and people close to you decide to not do it because they say they don't have the budgets or whatever other reason they come up with. I think I'm sorry, but it's just bullshit. Like, anyone can buy a card. You're not on the streets. You can buy a card. Okay. And I know other people's situations are different, so I'm not, reviewing other people's situations, but most people can afford a 70p card. And that means they can make one. Yeah, and it means a lot. And maybe they can buy, it could be something as small as just their favourite chocolate bar. You go to the shop, you could just buy 5 Boost bars because you know they love Boost. You spent like £4 or something. You know, it doesn't have to be £100 gift. You don't have to be rich. It's just that little thought that's gone into it that I feel is so important. And that's why I don't take excuses of budgets, and I don't take excuses of not thinking about it. I just think it comes across thoughtless and not caring. But I've also learnt in life, some people are just, their brains are built differently. And I haven't fully understood it with some people. I don't think it's always thoughtlessness and always people not caring. Even though that's how I feel, I've just learned enough about people now to know that they aren't that. They're just built a bit differently. And to be honest, I don't really have the answer for it, whether they're, I don't know what the word is for it, but people think differently to me.
Yeah. No, I think that's an interesting point because people approach gift giving differently. You know, like there's the whole love languages thing, isn't there? And like gifts being one of them. I think, like, I feel pressure around gifts, and I'd kind of be fine with no one ever giving any gift for anything. Like, I think, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I've just said that without really meaning it or thinking about it. But, you know, people have different relationships to different things, don't they? And if, you know, someone feels that pressure and that it's like a consumerist thing and that the, you know, the main thing is just to spend the time together, which it is, and I know that we all think that, but, you know, maybe that's for them, like, you know, maybe it's that effort of coming together and really spending the time and talking, and then they just don't see gifts as like an important thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, people view things differently, don't they?
They do, and that's what I try to remember. I just find it difficult. I find it because I don't think like that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of making cards, I've actually made quite a few cards for my mother's shop.
You have, which I only found out today when I went in the shop and saw. I went, what is this lovely card?
Yeah, and they're actually branded as well. Like, did you notice the back?
I did. I checked it because I was expecting your Buddha.
Yes.
Yes.
So I did Happy Buddha Designs, trademark pending. So basically, my mum was running out of particular cards. Like, I think it was nephew, cousin, and grandson that she was low on, and she wasn't going to be going to the warehouse like for a couple of days. And I was like, well, I can make you some and I can print them, and they've been selling really well. So I'm quite proud of that. I made some really nice designs.
Do you know how many you sold?
No, it's not for me. You know, it's for I've only printed them. Like,
I know, but just out of interest, do you know how many you sold?
No, but well, she told me on the first day she sold one, but she said she put them out quite late in the day, and then she told me another time one man bought 3 or 4 of just my cards.
Wow, look at that!
So,
and there was only one left when I checked it today. So,
well, there you go. So maybe I need to print some more.
Maybe that's impressive. That's amazing, isn't it? You know, there's all these huge card companies that are devoting their entire company to it, and you've, you know, taken your creativity and built it on, you know, on your computer in a couple of hours, and you've sold them.
Yeah, overjoyed.
Pretty impressive.
Thank you. And it's made me think, do you know what? Next year, remind me, I might only make gifts.
Well, that's a lovely idea.
Yeah, I feel like it'll, I don't know, in one way it'll put the pressure on, obviously, because I've got to make the gifts, but on the other hand, I feel like it'll take the pressure off a little bit in terms of spending.
It is a lovely idea. My 2 cents would be is I'd make the gifts the same.
Yeah.
You know, maybe choose max 3 different things that are quite straightforward in creating, because you don't. It is a custom gift for everyone. It's going to become quite pressure to think of something new. But I know you've got a lot of experience in creating really nice balms and creams and different perfumes and stuff like this. Yeah. So I would maybe choose, okay, I'm going to create everyone a cream or something.
Yeah.
Or everyone a scent or something. And obviously they might be a bit different than that, but...
That's a good idea. I didn't think about the balms. I was thinking more like I could bake some gingerbread.
Well, those gingerbread last night were incredible. I would happily accept them.
Good.
Very nice. They were great because we had a Christmas party last night with the fam, at Shelby side of the phone. It was lovely.
Yeah, and Scott discovered something really important about himself.
I did. Oh, that I like mulled wine. Well, I've never liked mulled wine, but I drank it there and it was excellent. Mm. And your brother made it, which was even better.
Yeah. I felt so bad for him because he'd made basically everything. Like open sandwiches.
It's a great spread.
Like a massive, really put the time. Like even like, I mean, obviously I don't approve being a vegan, but it's like salmon and dill open sandwiches. Like they were fancy pants sandwiches. And he made a big like cauldron of mulled wine. And the only thing that people commented on was the roast potatoes that my sister-in-law made. And no one was drinking his mulled wine until the end of the night when we cleared it out.
And I'm glad I tried. Yeah, it was great.
It was wonderful. And we currently sat drinking mugs of mulled wine now.
Yeah, of different mulled wine. That's very nice. So maybe I like it now.
Yeah. It's festive.
It is.
But we have been getting in the Christmassy spirit. We sat and wrote our Christmas cards together.
We did, yeah.
Which was really nice. We'd each write a card, then we'd pass it over, and then we'd sign the other person's card for the other side of the family, and it was just quite wholesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nice. It felt Christmassy. To do that. And I think because usually I'd take the week off or even 2 weeks off, but I've used all my days. So I'm just working all the way through, and it's pretty miserable. I've been working all today. So I haven't really had a chance to feel Christmassy. But this weekend definitely changed that, and doing that today. But just be careful where you're putting your tongue.
Well, yes.
That's all I would say before you're licking those cards.
Well, this is a contentious issue, isn't it, my darling? Because some people lick the envelope, and some people do not lick the envelope, and I'm a not licker of the envelope.
It's there to be licked.
Well, it just feels wrong. Like, if I open an envelope that's been licked and sticked, it kind of turns my stomach.
Well, you've got one coming, my darling.
Oh yeah, but I don't mind about your saliva.
And I really lick it hard.
Yeah, you do.
I've sometimes. Oh, there we go. I've sometimes looked at the envelope and gone, "Oh, I lick that a bit." Like, when there's like wet patches either side of the stickiness.
And you have to sellotape it down anyway because you just made it too soggy.
You made it too soggy. That has happened. But make sure you brush your teeth before you lick an envelope.
Yes.
Otherwise, you don't know what fluids could be on there.
Jesus Christ.
You don't know. Well, you don't know. Tongues, just like hands, can just end up anywhere, can't they?
They really can.
These are the things we need to think about as we get older.
Yes, certainly. What's your favourite Christmas joke, Scott?
I don't retain any jokes.
I like Christmas cracker jokes.
Yeah, my memory bank just doesn't save jokes in my head at all. I'll be honest, I just checked on ChatGPT. I've heard some good ones in the past, but my memory, just like song lyrics, doesn't retain a single one. But I do like this. What do you get if you cross Santa with a duck?
I don't know, Scott. What do you get if you cross Santa with a duck?
A Christmas quacker.
Oh dear.
You said that was funny a minute ago.
I did.
You said that. I think that's really funny.
It is quite good.
I mean, there's bad ones out there. I thought that one's actually quite good. What about yours?
Well, so I saw on like a community group from my local area, someone said that the council were planning on putting on a live adaptation of the Nativity, but they couldn't find any wise men or a virgin.
That's a much better joke.
That, isn't it?
No, that's a good joke.
It was all right.
That's a great joke.
Yeah.
That's a very good joke. Yeah, you won't find that in a cracker.
No, probably not, unless it's a grown-up cracker.
A very grown-up cracker. Harrods is selling 6 crackers for £700.
Jesus. What have they got in there? A Rolex?
No, they have I actually watched a video on it, and in each one they have obviously a gift. Like one has like a bottle opener, but it's like a full like nice bottle opener. Basically, each gift you then get a gift card of £50 for that shop within Harrods.
Oh.
So that I thought it was better than I expected, really, but it's never worth the money, is it?
You can just picture the exact person who's buying that cracker set.
Someone who's crackers.
Yeah, literally. But I can just see it. I can see the party. I can see the posh people, the privately educated.
I mean, that's on a different level. There's £700 on some crackers.
Yeah.
I mean, rich people, a lot of rich people, if they've, gone from, not being rich to being rich, they're good at keeping their money and saving their money. They don't necessarily spend on silly things all the time.
Yeah. That's
like a judgment of rich people. Like, obviously, there are the rich that do just fucking spend on everything. But the people who've worked and taken a long time to become rich, a lot of the time, they can actually be quite stringent with their spending.
Yeah.
So I don't see it being them.
They know the value, don't they? The value of the pound.
Yeah, I don't see it being them. I see it being
upper
probably
class.
More like super upper class or maybe young, or maybe people who've just like, I don't want to ever say fallen into money, but it's suddenly gone from 0 to 1 million like overnight because of something that just hit that maybe they didn't anticipate would hit that hard. Yeah, but it's fucking ridiculous. And there's an advent calendar for like I don't know, like £600 or £800 as well.
That's just silly.
Yeah, it's got like mugs, Harrods. It's all Harrods branded. It's got like it's massive as well. But you get like a mug one day. You get a pen. Get a chutney.
Well, I once had a Harrods pen, and it was stolen by Ashley Mountain in my music class, Don Valley. So Ashley Mountain, I want my pen back.
Ashley Mountain, we want the pen back.
Yeah.
Right now.
Because we were sat there, right? I'd just been to London, got a Harrods pen, was writing with my Harrods pen. Got up, I had mug written right across my forehead in music, because I was the best musician in the class, and that's not me being arrogant, I just was, because I knew music and the others didn't.
Yeah.
I was the only, I'm pretty sure I was the only kid in, there's one other, who's a trumpet player, so he could read music, I could read music, basically no one else in the class could read music. And so, I'd help people, because we'd be using this program called Sibelius, where you input your, make a music score, basically. So I went up and helped someone, and times I'd done this in the past, I'd gone to help one of them, and another one of them, bitches, would go and change my music, make errors on it. They'd go and, move stuff about.
Wow.
So I'd go back and I didn't do that. Anyway.
Well, they would do it even though you're helping them.
Yeah, because they're a bunch of bitches.
Jesus, that's mean.
Yeah, but Ashley Mountain, boy Ashley.
Is she one of the culprits?
No, he's a boy, and no, he wasn't one of the culprits.
Okay.
But in one of the times that I had been helping someone else, came back, my pen was gone. He'd got a Harrods pen. Can I have my pen back? It's mine.
Oh yeah. You challenged him on it.
I challenged him on it. I was like, "Where did you get it from?" He went, "Harrods." I was like, I had that pen 2 minutes ago. I've literally just been to London. It is my pen. And he was adamant that he wasn't. So he stole my pen.
What a prick.
Yeah. My school was rough as, so.
Yeah, it sounds like you dealt with a lot of pricks.
Yeah. So petty. It was awful. Absolute hell on earth. How I got through that school is beyond me. But
yeah, I couldn't do your job teaching because I hear the stories of the kids in there, and I just think they're just a bunch of cunts. Sorry, you shan't cut. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you in a back. And these aren't stories I hear from you. They're just stories I hear from through friends and that. And
it depends on the school. I've been very fortunate to work in some amazing schools, but I've also had the misfortune of working in less wonderful schools.
Yeah, so. I couldn't deal with the kids. I really couldn't deal with them in school. I think they just drive me mad. I think today they get away with more than anything. And I think the more woke we've become, I think the less we can challenge them. So I think they know and they use that. They're smart, you know. Well, they think they're smart. And I just think and I think parents are bigger pushovers. You know, you throw any of these kids from today, you know, you throw them back into in a house, even, you know, 20 years ago, or even more than that, 30 years ago, they'd be quite different. You know, they'd be quite different. The different makeup of children. So I don't know if it's there's always going to be, you know, annoying kids, aren't there? There's annoying people that I know, and annoying adults.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's always going to be more. There's always going to be them out there. I just hope we're not creating more than we were a moment ago.
Yeah. Well, I do have some hope. Like, you know, through teaching now, like it's a scary time to be a teacher, I think, just because there's a lack of respect for teachers from students and their parents. But I do think that the younger generation, I do think that they have got a lot of empathy. Of course, there's still bullying, and of course, there's still negative.
Think they have empathy? I thought it's the opposite these days.
No, well, I think that they have more empathy and understanding for example, when I was in school, there's only one out gay kid in my year, whereas now I feel like people are more able to be themselves. Like kids, you know, students in particular are more comfortable talking about that side of themselves, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. You're still going to have those kids that will bully people for that, and you're still going to have people that will be mean and not understand it. But I would say the average of people that are comfortable to be out, and also their friends be supportive, I think that's increased.
Got you. Yeah, no, to be fair, I've heard those stories, and it's much more inclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, because I mean, pretty much any LGBTQ person has known for a long time. You know, like people get into adulthood. Like I had a friend recently come out when he was like 30, and he's known all his life, but just didn't feel comfortable until that point to share that side of himself. So, but yeah, I've noticed that more young people are more comfortable with knowing who they are and being accepted, I guess.
That's a good point. I'm happy you made that point, because you're absolutely right with that. So, whilst it might be a bit cheekier, there is a lot more positive inclusion, and I hope that continues.
Me too.
I hope it evolves into the adulthood, and you know, it makes us, you know, leaders of tomorrow. It makes them more understanding, more inclusive. Just
Definitely,
generally.
Absolutely. So we have obviously gone off a little track with talking about things that aren't Christmassy. So I'm just, as we only have a couple of minutes left, I'm going to bring it back, Scott. We don't have a travel segment this time because
we do not.
We are in the UK. So why don't you go ahead and tell me your favourite Christmas film, favourite Christmas song, and your favourite Christmas food item?
What a great... I did not know we were going to do this. So let's see. The song I'm going to struggle on, but let's start with the film. The film is easy for me. It is the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It came in 1989. It's amazing. It's just it's Chevy Chase as the main sort of lead in it. You'd be surprised as well. The kid in it is Johnny Galecki.
No way. Oh wait, no, I knew. Yes. Yeah. Leonard.
It's Leonard from what's it called?
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. So that's quite a surprise. I think we realised it a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But it is just, it's so good. If you just like old comedy, like slapstick comedy, it's just so funny. It is just so funny. Everything goes wrong for him. He's just trying to make the perfect Christmas for him and his family, and it just all goes wrong. It has all the characters from your family in it, you know, the auntie that smells, the grandma that can't stop talking, you know, the cousin that is irritating. You know, it has all those characters, and yeah, it's amazing. I really recommend it. It's a really nice, wholesome film. Food, that is a toughie. I think Pigs and Blankets would be the easy one, but I think I'm going to go a bit rogue. I think I'll change this next year. Pigs and blankets would be actually the easy one. I was tempted to say cauliflower
Veggie
cheese.
ones, of course.
Of course. I've just fallen in love with cauliflower cheese.
Nice.
And I just think it complements, like, you can just mix it with anything on the plate. I just love it. And or even like Brussels sprouts and with cheese, like the cauliflower. So I'm going to be a bit rogue and say that. Because I love how it can mix with everything on the plate, and it's just really nice. My favourite song is a tough one. Well, no, I'll stick to that one. It would be the Pogues, which probably a lot of people.
Fairy Tale of New York.
Fairy Tale of New York. I just think it's just great. So that would be my favourite song.
Very nice.
What about you, my darling?
Well, I would say that my favourite Christmas film is... See, I've got a few, because I think the Christmas film's great, despite me being a bit of a Grinch myself. I am going to have to go with The Grinch. I just think that Jim Carrey is an absolute comedic genius. Like, I learned recently that he nearly quit on day one of filming The Grinch. Have you seen that interview?
No, but I can guess why it was.
Go on, why?
The makeup.
Exactly. I think it was something like 6 hours of makeup a day. And he said he ended up hiring someone who literally trains people to withstand torture.
Yeah.
So that's like...
It's crazy.
And he said he got through it with a lot of cigarettes and the training. I think it was cigarettes that he said.
Yeah, he smoked a bunch. Yeah. He smoked. I mean, every day doing 6 hours of makeup. And that, because that's makeup just to get ready for the scene. So you're talking, he's probably in that makeup room at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Because they've got to start filming. So, Jesus, probably barely any sleep as well. Yeah. That's rough as.
Make anyone a Grinch, wouldn't it?
It would. And yeah, I totally agree. I absolutely love Jim Carrey.
He's just brilliant. Like, my favourite bit is, or one of my favourite bits, is when he's going through the phone book and he's going, like, so it could be like, Sarah, I hate you, screaming it out. Simon, I hate you. And then he goes to one and goes, hate, double hate, loathe entirely. And it's just my favorite.
I remember that, yeah.
I just think it's wonderful.
Oh, we have to watch it.
We do. And there's actually some talk about The Grinch and Wicked being very similar in terms of them being hated for being green and different and viewed as being wicked when really they're not. Spoiler alert. For both films, I guess.
Yes.
So that's my favourite Christmas film, The Grinch. It's great. My favourite Christmas song would probably be... I do love Feliz Navidad.
Oh, yeah.
And you skipped it earlier.
I did, because it played about 3 times in the same day. We've noticed when you get Alexa to play Christmas hits, after an hour, it's repeating them all.
Yeah, there's only so many, aren't there?
Yeah.
But I really like, do you know that Melikaliki Maka?
Oh, that's great. That's one of the key songs of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
nice.
They play it, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'd probably say that one just because it's a bit different, isn't it? It gives like the island Hawaiian vibes. And then my favourite Christmas food item. See, I don't know if I'm trying to think of something that isn't just like part of a Sunday roast, because I was going to say roast potatoes. I was going to say cranberry sauce, but they're like, have them every time. So my favourite Christmas food is... What have we had? Gingerbread. I know it's a bit boring, but I do love gingerbread.
Oh, I thought we were talking in regards to Christmas dinner.
Well, just any Christmas food item.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Well, in terms of Christmas dinner, then, I would say my roast Brussels sprouts that I do, which are great.
Look at us going Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of people hate them, don't they? But so what I do is
hate them as well.
I cut them in half, roast them in some olive oil, and then I would put on a bit of maple syrup. And what I'm also going to do,
great show,
my darling, is I'm going to crumble some feta and pomegranate seeds.
That's what I'm saying.
It's great.
Put some cheese with it. That or cauliflower in like a cheesy sauce is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Sprouts in curry's good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's great.
I've not tried that.
It's making my belly growl thinking about it.
Well, we'll have to give it a go.
We will. So I think that's a good place to wrap up the Christmas episode.
Yes, let's wrap it on up.
We'd like to thank you for taking a break from your day to get balls deep with us. Until next time, remember,
stay ballsy,
dive deep, but don't forget your snorkel. Merry Christmas!
Posted.